I've been staring at my blank computer screen for days now, afraid to make this video, sick to my stomach. I'm afraid of speaking out, of overstepping my lane, because my lane is religious trauma, helping people heal from high control, high demand religions like evangelical Christians or Mormonism or Scientology or Jehovah's Witnesses, not immigration policy. But after the ICE murders of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, I no longer have a choice. I feel like remaining silent makes me complicit. These were two Americans who were just trying to help, and they were murdered when the violence began. And now journalists who are witnesses and reporters on what's happening have also been arrested. I thought this might be my issue. I felt so triggered. It brought up complicated and deep feelings for me. And then my inbox started trickling in with other members of my community, people who had experienced religious trauma. And they said they were experiencing the same thing I was feeling. I'm hearing from women primarily who have left Mormonism and other high demand religions who say they can't sleep at night. This situation politically, watching the peaceful protesters being met with violence and then the murders of these two Americans has been traumatizing. And I get it. It's bringing up feelings from their childhood. And so here I am, because silence now feels like betrayal. If you are watching the news and you feel like a panic attack may be coming on and feel like you might be going crazy, you're not. Your body is doing what it's supposed to do. It's recognizing a pattern. Judith Herman, the psychiatrist who studied complex trauma, understands this, and she identified something crucial. Harm doesn't come just from physical captivity, but psychological captivity as well. When you've been raised in a high controlled religion, your body understands what power abuse looks like. The arbitrary rules, the constant surveillance, the gaslighting, that this is for your own good. Your nervous system catalogs it and files it under danger. When you watch ICE agents terrorize immigrants, separate parents from their children, murder witnesses, and when your leaders deny what you've actually seen with your own eyes and call it necessary enforcement, your body doesn't hear political rhetoric. It hears gaslighting, and it reacts. And now I want to talk to the women watching this video, because studies have shown that women are especially triggered in these situations. And my inbox and my discussions in my community confirm that. When men in power claim divine or institutional authority to determine what your body, family, or future looks like for the children or the family or for your eternity, or for the sanctity of the family. For a religious trauma survivor, this story sounds familiar. The mechanisms are identical. There are three primary ways authority is abused. One, the abuse of power. Leaders claiming divine or institutional authority to override your autonomy. God told me. National security demands. System where a select group of people make decisions for all of us, overriding our own decisions and autonomy. Number three, suppression of the marginalized, dehumanizing human beings, creating groups of us and them. When you've experienced these mechanisms in a controlling religion and then watch them play out in the government, your brain doesn't distinguish, because functionally there is no difference. Both are systems where powerful people inflict suffering on the less powerful. Both insist that this cruelty serves a higher purpose. Both punish those who don't serve the narrative. Okay, so validation matters. But what else? What actually helps? You need tools to stay grounded. I've identified 6 ways that can help. Number 1, when you're watching the news, pause and say to yourself, I'm recognizing this pattern here. Validate your reality. You're not overreacting, you're naming it. When you're triggered, slow down. Notice 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things that you can taste, and 1 thing that you can smell. That's a grounding technique so that you stop the spiral of a panic attack. Your impulse to do something, that's completely valid, but acting from a distressed state, a deregulated state, it doesn't help you. It leads to burnout and frustration, and that doesn't help anyone. First regulate, then activate, volunteer with community organizations that are helping. Write your congressmen and senators. Protest. Show up to ICE facilities as a peaceful witness. Set news consumption boundaries. Perhaps that's 1 news session a day. No doom scrolling. No graphic images. You can bear witness without re-traumatizing yourself. Number 5, connect with your people. Reach out to other religious trauma survivors. Isolation is triggering. Share your feelings. Help yourself realize that you're not alone. And number 6, and this is crucial, staying deregulated is a form of activism. The system wants you to destabilize, to act despairing and intimidated. Your groundedness, that's resistance. Your ability to stay compassionate when confronting authoritarianism is a skill you learned the hard way. So maybe I'm stepping outside my lane. I'm not an expert on immigration policy, but I am qualified to talk about religious trauma pattern, to let you know that your feelings and what you're experiencing, those patterns are real. Bearing witness matters. Connecting the dots matters. Staying grounded enough to take compassionate action matters most of all. I left Mormonism because I couldn't unsee the abuse of power, and I can't unsee this either. So I'm making this video. Afraid, it's imperfect, scared, feeling vulnerable, but I'm doing it anyway so I can look at myself in the mirror with my self-respect intact. Because silence protects the systems that create trauma. Bear witness, stay grounded, act. Together, we can do this. Together, we can make it harder for them to hide their cruelty. I'd love to hear from you in comments. Please tell me, share with me, what's helping you stay grounded while bearing witness. And if this resonated with you, please share it. I guarantee you know people that this would be helpful to. Someone who thinks they're going crazy, someone who needs permission to trust their body. If you're new here, I'm Lynn, and I help people recover from religious trauma. I have a Substack and a newsletter. I discuss issues about religious trauma, particularly leaving the Mormon Church, at length. Take care of yourself, ground yourself, and then do something. I am, and I hope you do too. Thanks for joining me.